SJ1 Trey. Why so serious?
And if you're not here today, you should have. It's the Mafia. Who next? It's the Mafia. We next. It's the Mafia. Who next? It's the Mafia. It's the Mafia. We next. It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world. It's us against the world. It's us against Buffalo against the world.
SJ1 Trey.
Pulling up in this big body like Gusto. Even rich like Reed and Diggs, we move so well. You should know the drill. You should know the vibes. If it ain't red, white, and blue, baby, that's not my size. It's the Mafia, the fan base that'll die for you. On Sundays, we are not cool. Any other days, we'll ride with you. We heaven sent, we're Hamlin win. 3 spoke to God and said thanks, though. Having cool years real dope, but I really miss the fan base, though.
Now turn it up, turn it up, wait. 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 It's the Mafia. Who next? It's the Mafia.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. In the pick'em game, you can pick whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower stat total in that week's game for a chance to win big. And as you already know, I'm going Josh Allen higher in yards every single week. So sign up today with promo code Buffalo Fanatics and get your first deposit doubled up to $100.
Do you owe taxes to the IRS? The IRS has a fresh start program you might qualify for. The Business Master, John Atwood, is America's trusted tax specialist. The Business Master handles tax relief cases nationwide. Call 877-364-1444 and visit www.businessmasteratwood.com.
You're listening to Rated Rev on the Buffalo Fanatics Network.
You want to play games? Okay. I'll play with you. Come on. Okay. You want to play with us? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
What's up, Buffalo Fanatics? What's going on, baby? It's your man, Rev, and you are now tuned in to another edition of Rated Rev on the Buffalo Fanatics Network, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy and the Business Master Pro, John P. Atwood. Smash that like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and let's get this thing popping, baby. Come on. It's a roll call. I need to know where you guys are watching from. I've got Jeff Newton all the way from Boston. What's happening, baby? What's going on, baby? So glad to be here with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now, man. Yo, do y'all want to see that commercial one more time? Because that is the energy I'm on right now. That is the energy I am on right now. I'm like, yo, forget everybody right now. Forget all the talk. Forget all the naysayers, all the haters. Everybody's been running their mouth, flapping their gums this entire week about Josh Allen. Yo, how you gonna let somebody talk about your man? Yo, Josh, that's our guy. Josh is our guy. Yeah, he made some mistakes. It's all good. That's in the past, baby. But you gonna act like he ain't nobody now? No, forget that. Now we're not gonna have that. We're not gonna have it, baby. We're not gonna have it. It's Josh Allen all day, every day. It's the Bills all day, every day. Let them talk. But I'm about fed up with all this nonsense, baby. I'm fed up with it, and that's exactly the type of energy that I'm on right now. Alpha Robbins all the way from Jersey. What's happening? Kent Betts, what's going on, girl? From nowhere, New York. M.O. West, St. Louis. What is happening, everybody? I get you. Look. As everybody files in right now, don't forget to smash the like, hit the subscribe button. But I've got to play this one more time. I have got to play this little Scarface. I'm calling it Scarface Mafia. I got to do it one more time just because, it fired me up, man. It fired me up, and I want to see it one more time because I hope it fires you guys up. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do right now. I gotta watch it. Check it out. Here we go. Scarface Mafia, baby. Let's get it.
You wanna play games? Okay. I'll play with you. Come on. Okay. You wanna play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. Exactly how I'm feeling. Man, I'm fired up. I'm revved up. I need y'all to be revved up with me. Okay? I need y'all to be revved up with me because this is game day eve, baby. Game day eve. Your Buffalo Bills home opener. The home opener against the Las Vegas Raiders. All I got to say right now is this. Raiders, sorry, not sorry. But the Bills are about to beat the brakes off of y'all. Okay? Bills are about to beat the brakes off of the Raiders. That's how I'm feeling right now, especially coming off of that game last week. Poo-poo game. We already know it. No need to rehash it. But, Josh Allen and the Bills playing home opener right now. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Redemption. Can y'all say redemption with me? Redemption. Anthony's with me. Anthony Palmier says, we got to smack tomorrow. Oh, it's happening. Make no mistake about it. Nobody is in here even doubting. It's not. This is without question. Without question. The Bills are about to put the smack down on them. This is a redemption game. Josh is about to light it up. And we're going to talk about all of that here in today's show. So welcome, everybody. If this is your first time, it's your man Rev on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. You are watching Rated Rev on Saturdays, baby. Saturdays, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Game day eve. Last week, it wasn't quite game day eve because we played Monday night, but now we're feeling it because the game is tomorrow. The game is tomorrow. I'm pumped. I'm revved up. And my objective is to get y'all revved up for this game. If I don't get y'all revved up, then I failed. But I ain't no failure. So we going to get this thing popping. Let's get it popping, baby. Hey, as I had mentioned, this is the home opener for the Buffalo Bills. I know there's going to be some crazy tailgates going on. And if any of y'all watching are going to be at the game, I want to know if you're going to be at the game. So if you're going to be at the game, let me know right now in the chat if you're going to be there. But I've got to ask and really just want to talk about, some tailgating tips and tricks. And I'm asking you guys, all right, I'm asking y'all, because I have never in all of my life been to a National Football League game. I certainly haven't been to a Bills game ever in all my life. That's got to change this year, okay? It has to change. And so I've always been very curious and interested in the whole tailgating experience. Now, I like to eat. I like to have fun. And so I can only imagine what tailgating is like, not just across, the NFL with all the different fan bases and how they do it, but really with the Mafia. Because there has to be, no doubt, the Buffalo Bills has to have probably one of the top 5 tailgating experiences in all of football. I'm willing to bet. With as crazy as the Mafia is, and from some of the stuff that I've seen, the Bills Mafia has to have one of the top 5 tailgating experiences in the National Football League. And so I'm curious to know, just from you guys' perspective, those who are local, who are in Buffalo or in the area, or who may have season tickets and are constantly at the Bills games and tailgating it up. Yo, what are some tips and tricks to tailgating? First of all, if you are tailgating this weekend, yo, let me know what y'all are doing right now. Like, what is the go-to? What is your guys' go-to meal for tailgating? So if I'm going to go to a Bills tailgate, first and foremost, tell me what I should experience. What should I prepare myself to experience? The type of food. I'm already assuming, you're going to have some wings or whatever. Let me know, like, what are some of the staples for Bills Mafia tailgates? That's what I want to know. 916, yo, wings and beer. Sounds like a plan. Wings and beer. Love it. Wegman subs. Okay. So when y'all talk about subs, like, what kind of sub? Like, is there like a staple sub sandwich? A go-to Bills Mafia sub sandwich? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, now don't hate. Now I hadn't had a sub sandwich in a while, but I'm a meatball sub guy. I like the meatball sub. If I go to Subway, I like the meatball sub. But I haven't really, experienced a whole lot. So, like, what do y'all throw up in it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Anthony says, yo, chicken finger. All right. I need to know, man. Because in case your man happens to pop in on a game this year, and I've got my eyes set on the Cowboys game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but I've got my eyes set on the Bills-Cowboys game. And so if I can make it, I would like to hop out there and kind of try out the tailgating experience because I got to get it. So I need to know what it is. So I'm seeing wings and beer. I'm seeing sub sandwiches. What is it, man? What else can I expect? Yo, Al talking about Subway and you laughing, LOL. Hey, bro. I'm sorry, man. I told you, like, I don't really have a big experience with the whole sub sandwich eating thing. You know what I'm saying? The whole, hey, it's all I got. But I like the sub. I like the Subway. I mean, I like the meatball sub. So I'm down. I'm down to try something else, man. I really am. Beef on wet. Yeah, I've heard about that. Fresh horseradish. Roll needs to be crusty and salty from Scott Blakely. Okay. I ain't never tried a beef on wet before, but I've heard it is slapping. So I need to write that down. Beef on wet. I gotta check that one out. Beef on wet. And I'm in Texas, so they don't get down like that. They don't get down like that. So I'm saying wings and beer. Do y'all really be hooking the wings up, man? At a tailgate? How do y'all eat your wings at a tailgate? Are they just fried or are they grilled? Are they smoked? Like, what is how do y'all get down with your wings on the tailgate? Bison chip dip. Bison chip dip is the best. Never heard of it. Never had it. Bison chip dip. Okay. Let me ask this question. Okay. Oh, hold on. Grown and legit says, yo, don't forget to go to Anchor Bar, especially if it's your first time in Buffalo. We'll do. Anchor Bar. There's some joints, man, that I've been hearing about that I want to check out. So, what should not be allowed at a Bills tailgate? What should not be allowed? I don't know if I don't care if it's from what you bring meal wise, if it's if it's what you're wearing. I don't know. Hook me up. Act like, yo, hey, this is my first time here. I'm a Bills tailgate. What should not be allowed? What should I not do? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need Bills Mafia laughing me all the way back to Texas. But like, yo, Rev is tripping. He don't know what he's doing. Hook me up. Give me some tips. What should not be allowed at a Bills tailgate? Cruise Food and More says, yo, Bud Light. Bud Light. Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious, man. Let me see here. Yo, Mike. Oh, hold on, my bad. Where'd it go? So Mike App says, yo, go to the bar, Prohibition, right in front of the stadium. Good food. Okay, Prohibition. Can anybody confirm that? Prohibition. 916 says, yo, the opposing team's jersey. Well, obviously 916, I'm not going to be rocking an opposite team, an opposing team's jersey. That's not going to happen. You ain't got to worry about that. The Be Free says, yo, crack. I ain't gonna be rocking an opposing team's jersey, and I ain't gonna be on crack. You can bet that, okay? They ain't gotta worry about that. So, all right, I'm reading through the comments right now. So is anybody tailgating right now? Like, how early do y'all tailgate? Is it just like today, like all day Saturday, y'all tailgate? Is it just the day of the game, or is it like, do y'all just take like Friday off and you just make it a whole weekend out of it? You know, because I heard there's a huge camper scene, you know, in Buffalo at the stadium. So like, I wonder if y'all like you camp at the stadium, you camp in the RV lots or whatever, and you just make a whole weekend out of it up to the game. Like what do y'all do out there in Buffalo, man? I need to know. How long do y'all be tailgating? This is dope, man. I really like this. This is giving me some needed information. Patriots fans not allowed. Heck no, Kim, they ain't allowed. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. So anyway, you guys go ahead and drop your comments in there, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just curious about the tailgating tips and tricks. What are some go-to meals? I got beef on weck. I see the wings and beer. Got that, check. What should not be allowed? Got that. And I'm curious to know what else you guys are talking about here as far as the tailgating tips and tricks, do's and don'ts. But needless to say, man, I'm pretty sure, I'm about positive that the tailgating right now in Buffalo is probably just lit all the way up. That's what I'm willing to bet. Home opener, man, coming off with a loss, hosting the Raiders, Josh Allen, the Bills come. You look, I bet it's crazy right now. I bet it's crazy right now. But I'm excited about it. And I'm excited that you guys are joining me right now. I'm excited that you guys are tuning in to Rated Rev. Smash that like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Go to supportbf.com to follow the Fanatics in all things related to the Buffalo Bills. Let's keep it moving, man. I want to talk about, Bills weekend review. Bills weekend review. Some of the things that have come out of Buffalo. One Bills drive this week. And there's the media scene or the news this week has been crazy. It's been crazy, right? We already know off the rip, man. Vultures have been out. The vultures have been going crazy surrounding Josh Allen and the Bills, and a lot of the heat has been zeroed in on Josh Allen after that performance Monday night. And hey, a lot of it is warranted, but then at the same time, much of it is not warranted, right? But hey, when you're the franchise quarterback, you got to take it all. You got to take the applause when you're doing well, but you also got to be willing to take all the slaps in the face, all the punches, all the, you know what I'm saying, the pitchforks, all that, you know what I'm saying, when the team loses, especially when you play bad. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So yeah, Josh he's ran the gamut, and he has been just the lightning rod of Bills heat this entire week. We couldn't come off of it, right? I told Rico last week, I think it was on the pregame show. He was asking like, what's the pressure, man? Who has the most pressure, the Bills or the Jets? And I said, emphatically the Bills do. If they can't lose this game, if they lose it, if they lose it, all hell's gonna break loose during the week, right? They can't lose it, especially after all the hype that the Jets have been getting this all offseason. They cannot lose this game. The pressure's all on the Bills. He disagreed. Well, we see what happened. Bills lost, and look what happened, right? So Josh Allen's been getting it, man. Like the entire National Football League, the entire national sports media has been attacking Josh like crazy. And I'm defending my man. Because you ain't gonna talk about him like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I get it, he had a bad game, but to act like he's just trash and garbage, nah, not having it. So he's so out of one Bills drive, it's been that. But then also, then you get You get Bills reporter Maddie Glab going on record, and Hot Mike, I'm saying, was on and said some things that she wished she had not have said. It came out, about Diggs, and basically just saying, that like, hey, he acts like this to everybody, right? To all the reporters, and as I think that last statement is kind of what was focused on the most, and what Diggs focused on, because he clapped back and he didn't appreciate it. And so you got that, man. And yeah, she put out her statement and she apologized and all that. I'm not going to get all into it too much, but it was a thing. It was a thing. It's in the past, right? At least we would hope so. But man, we can't let that stuff happen, man. We already have these things happening this week off of the loss, and then you just adding more fuel to the fire, and we got that going on. Cannot keep on having it, man. This has been a weird, wacky news week, man, for the Buffalo Bills. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, man. Like I get it. Yeah. Billy Williams says, yo, the media is stupid. Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's stupid. It's wild, but then you can't have your own local reporters, man, like adding fuel to the fire. Whether you meant it or you didn't, or you're just trying to backtrack it and save face, whatever. It was said. It was said, and it shouldn't have been said, period. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't have been said. And these players at the end of the day, man, they're human beings. They're human beings. And the last place they want is, it's like, I want to, like I'm taking all the bullets from the national media about what happened, over the course of the week. Stephon Diggs been taking a lot of bullets all off season, right? And questioning his character and all this kind of stuff. The last thing he wants to do is come home to Buffalo and have to face this stuff from his own reporters, putting more questions about his character into play. You know what I'm saying? So, like, wow. Like, we got to, this is not what we want to focus on, man, this year. Okay? Get it together, Bills. Get it together. One Bills drive. Get it together, period. Okay? We can't have it. Now, let's move on, man. I don't want to hash. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, right? I don't want to get too far in the weeds. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. But I see you, Robin Brown. I see you, Robin Brown. I see you. Okay, just know that. Just know I see it. It was wild. So anyway, we got that going on this week. It's been crazy. But after sometimes we can kind of get emotional, right? After certain performances and certain losses, we get very, very emotional with a lot of things, myself included. And we looked at Josh's performance, and we like to just throw stones at Josh for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had multiple interceptions in that game. What was it? Three interceptions, right? To Whitehead, 4 total turnovers in that game. And we're like, yo, Josh, what are you doing? And we see some of these like still photos, still clips about Josh's interceptions. We're like, yo, you got a guy wide open here. You got a guy wide open here. Josh, I don't know what you're seeing. This, that, and the third. And we're pointing fingers at Josh. Guy has regressed, right? It's the narrative. Josh has regressed. Josh misses Brian Daboll. Josh is inaccurate. Without Brian Daboll, Josh is nobody. We see all of this stuff, right? But I want to take this time right now, and after kind of being tempered a little bit and allowing the emotions to kind of subside, I want to show you guys a video of Kurt Warner. Shout out my man Kurt Warner. He put out this on his own podcast. It's called QB Confidential. My man Kurt Warner put this out. QB Confidential. Go to YouTube, follow him at Kurt Warner QBC. He put out this video, and I want to play it. Obviously, I'm not playing the whole thing, but I just kind of clipped it. It's almost 3 minutes. But Kurt Warner was dissecting the film of Josh Allen's interceptions. Okay, and he showed a completely different side of things that I don't think many in the national media world, and even probably to us, saw. We didn't realize. We were quick to point the finger to Josh Allen about some of these interceptions, but Kurt Warner, former quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback, broke the film down for us And this is what Kurt Warner had to say. Again, this is just under 3 minutes, so stick with me here. I'm gonna try to make it as entertaining as possible. I've got some music in the background, so it's just so you just not listening to a guy just break down film, but it's very interesting and very intriguing. All right, and I'll probably pause and break in a little bit, just kind of keep the thing moving. But check out what Kurt Warner had to say about some of Josh Allen's interceptions, which is a stark difference to what a lot of people in the national media have been saying. Check this out.
I know every interception is on the quarterback. I don't believe that. Obviously, I played quarterback, so it's easy for me to say that. But details, details, details. I harp on it all the time here on Study Ball that details are so important. So I want to show you some of the details.
Details, baby. Details are important.
To the interception that Josh Allen had. Spacing. So here we go on the interception. Okay? So again, now we've got two receivers doing it. Same idea. Sauce is going to try to midline both of them. Safety right here. Okay, so we got the outbreaker. Let's go back and see where the ball was. Okay, so the ball is now right here. So we'll just say it's on the 43-yard line. So I want to see that receiver get at least to the 47 on the other side. Love to see him get all the way to the 45 because further he pushes, the more this guy gets back, the more space I have between these two, and the better chance I have right here. Okay, so as we come out, right, Sauce does the read here. He jumps the flat. But look at where this corner route is. Look at how tight that corner route is to Sauce. Look how tough that throw is. Even though the read is, he's jumped down on the flat, we should be throwing it up into this area of the field, and we should have a big chunk throw. The other aspect, look, he's already breaking. This guy's already going sideways. We want to be able to let this thing go as our guy's just breaking out of this so we can hold off the safety and he can't break on the football. He's already coming sideways because we're already leaning. Now look at this. I mean, we're throwing this ball. Josh is throwing this ball about 4 yards from the numbers. That should be a pretty good position to be able to beat the safety with this throw. Problem, as I said, is route depth. Okay, where's the route depth on this one? Right there.
Okay, Gabe, it's on you.
Come out of it, starts to lean right around the 50-yard line. Right there. See how he's already leaning outside? He's already leaning outside here, allowing this guy to squeeze that gap. 5 more yards. If I run 5 more yards right here, what's this guy doing? He's backing up, he's backing up, he's backing up. I'm on his toes. He's afraid of me going past him. I'm on his toes. I break this 5 yards away from him. I break this at 7 yards. Now he gets to break with me. Now we try to throw this thing, maybe even a little bit late throwing it because we rushed our route right here. Boom, undercut by Whitehead, interception, game over for the Jets.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Fresh out of the mouth of Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner. First of all, thank you guys, man, for watching that. I knew it was kind of lengthy, but Kurt was just, I felt there was so much information within that I just didn't want to just clip it without giving context. But so when you look at when you go back and you look at those interceptions, especially that one that he showed to Whitehead, first the Bills and Dorsey ran that high-low combination quite a bit against the Jets, where you have one running that corner, and then another one running that shallow route to the sideline, and it gives Josh these two options, a high and low option, and his first read is the high option, so he works his way from high to low, and I saw that many people were looking at the game, and they saw, you got Stephon Diggs running free across the middle, and inside, and we saw that, and I saw it too, and I'm like, when you look at the still photo, you're like, dang, man, he missed him wide open, and then you wonder, like, how come he didn't hit Diggs? Well, I think in the progression of it, it goes from high to low. It goes from, and that was Gabe Davis running the high, and then it looked like Dalton Kincaid running the low, and then Diggs underneath, and so you've got that combination, and you got that route progression. So Josh's eyes are going high and low. And if it's run properly, he has those first two options that are going to be open. The problem, though, was what Kurt Warner alluded to. It was a route depth. In other words, the guy who was running that high route, Gabe Davis, did not get proper depth in his route to push the DB back and to push the safety off. And so by virtue of that, he narrowed the gap and the distance between Sauce Gardner, who was playing the low, and allowed him to really just pick and choose what he wanted to capitalize on. That is huge. And I remember hearing Stephon Diggs say that, I think before here recently, he had talked about, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but he had talked about kind of what he says to the receivers, and he talks about like as a captain, he talks about, hey, making sure that you guys get your proper depth and you're running this route properly and this and that and the other, because that makes a huge difference, right? As Kurt Warner alluded to, if you guys are not, if Gabe had have ran that route properly, took the proper depth and pushed the DB back, it would have, number one, gotten himself open more, but then it also would have made Dalton Kincaid be open as well. And it would have put Sauce Gardner, who was kind of playing in between, in conflict. And go watch the rest of that film from Kurt Warner, because he really breaks down the other interceptions too. But that they ran that combination a lot. And it works if the receivers are running the proper depth. But then on top of that, Gabe Davis, not only did he not run the proper depth, it was a terrible route. He had zero nuance in how he ran that route. He didn't try to fool the DB or nothing. He just rolled the route. He rolled it off. He rolled his route off, and he just basically just told the DB, hey, this is what I'm doing. Very sloppy, very lazy route run by Gabe Davis. I'm not putting that on Josh. When you go back and you look at the tape, that's not on Josh. You can say, well, Josh shouldn't have forced the ball here, but his progression was like, high, low, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And he almost kind of got rid of the ball before, as Gabe was kind of coming out of his route. You know what I'm saying? Now you can say, well, Josh, man, hold on to the ball and just take Diggs underneath. That would have been his third progression. I don't know if the protection would have held up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Rico says, he rounded it out, man. I'm glad Rico came in here. He rounded that thing out, man. Easy for DB to jump on it. And we saw what happened. And when you're going against a team that has these caliber defensive backs, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Whitehead, safety, you cannot be lazy with it. You have to be precise, man. You have to run your routes with detail, you know what I'm saying, and be very, very specific with how you run the ball, how you run your routes. Gabe Davis just did not do that. He did, just call it out, man. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. So these guys have to be better. The good news is that it's coachable, right? I know for a fact that, Dorsey and the receivers coach, they're in there all week and they're like, hey, look, man, this is what you're doing. You have to get depth. You can't run. You can't round off your route. You can't do this. You have to sell it better. You got to be better, because your man Josh is taking all the bullets for you, and really it was your fault. And if you go back and you watch that, like I said, go back to Kurt Warner's, man. Like go watch him and go follow him on YouTube, man. The court QB Confidential. He breaks down the rest of them, and it was the same exact thing, the same recurring thing. Improper route depth run by the receivers. Interception. We can't have it, man, especially not against those guys. So hopefully they clean some things up in practice, in film study, as they get ready for this game against the Raiders, because the Raiders have some very good DBs too. You got Marcus Peters and you've got Nate Hobbs. So it's not going to be easy going this week either. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I mean, blame could really be had on everybody. And I see Rico coming in. He says, I'm going to put that on Josh. He had Kincaid. And number one, Diggs was wide open. Diggs was wide open underneath. Yeah, but if you look at, and I'm assuming, again, I'm not in there, so I don't really know the progression. But in that high-low concept, it's whoever's running the high, which in this case was Gabe Davis. He's progression number one, Dalton Kincaid number two, and then you look underneath, right, to Diggs, who was I think was third in that progression. Dalton Kincaid looked like he was open initially, but if you go back and you watch that from Kurt Warner, Sauce Gardner was playing that thing, man. He was baiting Josh to throw that ball to Dalton Kincaid underneath, and he was ready. And Josh highly respects Sauce Gardner because Sauce is fast, and he's tall. He's got those long arms. I think that Sauce could have easily jumped that. When you look at it in full speed and you look at it again, I'm not going to play it again, but if you go back and you look at it, man, Sauce could have potentially jumped that. So I think that's what Josh was looking at. He's like, I don't want to throw this thing to Dalton and run the risk of having Sauce jump it, which he probably could have. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to Gabe. Hopefully I can fit it in there right, but he couldn't because Gabe ran a terrible route. Anyway, man, like blame all around, but I'm not putting that 100% on Josh. I'm not putting it 100. If it was a better route run, it's a completion. So anyway, needless to say, man, I'm believing that these guys have worked some things out and have gotten things better as they approach this game here against the Raiders. Smash that like, man. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Shout out to everybody who's watching me right now. Shout out to those who are listening via podcast format, those who are going to watch the replay. Shout out to each and every one of y'all right now. And everybody who's watching live, man, in the chat, what's going on. But let's keep it moving. I want to take a look right now at just some of the injury news. First and foremost, knock on wood, the Bills, they look very healthy. Very healthy. As we look at the injury report right now, and furthermore, I want to say, kudos to the Raiders injury report. I love this. I love the way they're doing this. They're putting not only their own report out, but they're actually showing the Bills report and they're including it together. I love that. So whoever's in charge of putting out the Buffalo Bills injury report, I would appreciate it if you would put the opposing team's information on here too. Makes it a whole lot easier. But anyway, so when you look at, let's just take a look at the Raiders right now. They've got names on the list, right? Devontae Adams, number one, foot injury, did not participate in Wednesday's practice, but he was a full participant Thursday and Friday. Game status obviously has not been listed, but we could probably assume that he will play. Okay. DeAndre Carter, the other wide receiver, he had he was on the report for a knee injury, did not participate Wednesday, limited Thursday, full participant Friday. We will see his game status coming up. Jimmy G was on that list, but he was a full participant. The names of note: Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers, the guy who actually led their team in receiving. It was not Devontae Adams. It was Jacoby Myers. He sustained a concussion and is currently in concussion protocol. So he did not participate all week, and he has already been ruled out of this game Sunday. So he's gone. Chandler Jones, we already know that he is out. And so that is going to be a huge loss for the Raiders passing game because, as I mentioned, he led the team in receiving this past week. He went, let me see here, 10 targets, 9 receptions, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers, man, was the leading dog in that receiving room week 1 against the Broncos. He's going to be heavily missed in their passing game, but I do expect the Raiders to deploy, what's his name? My man, Hunter Renfrow. My bad, Hunter Renfrow. So another guy in the slot that the Bills are going to have to account for. But now let's look at the Buffalo Bills, and very clean, right? Very clean. Mitch Morse was the only player on the injury report all week, sustained a finger injury, but he's been a full participant in practice all week. So I think it's fair to assume that Mitch Morse, outside of some fluke thing happening between now and tomorrow, knock on wood, he's going to play, and the Bills will be fully healthy outside of Von Miller. So that's good. That's good. So we can expect our dogs, man, to be playing Sunday fully healthy, and we're going to need it. We're going to need our guys because as we preview this matchup with the Raiders, do we think it's going to be an easy game? Do we think it's going to be an easy game? I want your opinion. I want your opinion. My opinion is this. No game is really easy in the NFL. No game is really easy. So I can expect the Raiders to really compete. But at the end of the day, I think the Bills are really going to come out and do their thing and put the you know what on them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I expect. I really expect that every week. Okay, let me put that out there. I expect the Bills to really, you know what I'm saying, put a can on everybody every week. Okay, but this is going to be a different matchup between the Bills and the Raiders. Even though the Raiders are going to be without Jacoby Myers, they still have weapons on the offense. They really do. They really do. When you look at last week, some of the team leaders last week for the Raiders on offense, Jimmy G, baby. Jimmy G. Jimmy G is not going to wow you, right? He's not that kind of guy. He's not going to wow you on the stat sheet, but he's just going to be efficient. He's going to be incredibly efficient. And last week, he went 20 of 26, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He had a 76.9% completion rate. Clean, right? Very clean. Didn't get sacked either. Very clean. Yeah, you look at the passing yards, by today's NFL standards, 200 yards is that's nothing, right? But if you just look at what he did, very efficient, right? I mean, come on now, 20 of 26. You've got just shy under 27% completion rate. You got 2 touchdowns, and his average was almost 8 yards per pop. Jimmy G, very clean. Then you look at the receiving yards. You look at Jacoby Myers, as I mentioned earlier. Jacoby Myers on 10 targets went 9 for 81 with 2 touchdowns. That's very good. That's very good. Devontae Adams on 9 targets. He went 6 receptions for 66 yards, no touchdowns. Okay. But 11 yards was his average. So that's pretty good output from your top 2 wide receivers. Okay. But then if you flip the script, and no, matter of fact, I'm gonna stick with them. I'm gonna stick with this. You look at Josh Jacobs, right? And Josh Jacobs, by all account, right? When you look at the numbers alone, Josh Jacobs didn't have a very good game on the ground against the Broncos. You look at it, 19 carries, 48 yards, no touchdowns. He averaged 2.5 yards per carry. When you look at this, just on the surface level, it didn't look very good, right? It wasn't very good at all. But this is what I really want to point out as we look at this matchup here. This is what I really want to point out. It was not the fact that Josh Jacobs did not have a good game on the ground. It's the fact that Mike McDaniel was consistent in running the ball. It was that he was consistent in running the ball. When you look at him, man, look, how many carries did he have? 19. 19 carries from Josh Jacobs. And you say, yo, all he got was 48 yards. Yeah, it's not the yardage, though. It's the attempts. It's the willingness to continue to run the ball. For what reason? For what reason? Well, it's for this reason right here. To have an efficient passing game. To have Jimmy G pass for 77%, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's to have Jacoby Myers lead your receiving room with 80-something yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And to be clean all game. It's to have an efficient offensive attack. And to do what you got to do to win the game. Right? To do what you got to do to win a game. That's what I need to see out of Ken Dorsey. I'm not saying I want Ken Dorsey to run the rock to that degree. That's not what I'm saying. Because we don't have Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Okay, we don't have him in the backfield. But it's how many times have you guys seen the Buffalo Bills try to run the ball, but then they quickly get away from it? Like quickly get away from it. I've seen them do it countless times, right? They start running the ball, and they may be successful to a degree, but they just get away from it. They get away from it too soon. in my opinion. And they just go straight pass. You know, and we know when you got a guy like Josh Allen, you got Stephon Diggs, you got these receivers, you got these weapons, you don't want to take the ball out of Josh's hands. But at the end of the game, you want to win the game. And you want to do what works best, what works in that particular game. When you look at the Buffalo Bills last week, let's take a look at some of the team leaders, right? And it's kind of hard to find some team leaders after that performance. But Josh Allen, 236 yards passing, okay, 29 of 41. 29 of 41. My man had 41 attempts. 41 passing attempts for 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 5 sacks, 1 lost fumble. 70% completion rate. But the number that really sticks out to me, and this is the number that I don't like, it's the 41 attempts. And not only is it the 41 pass attempts, it's the 41 pass attempts against that defense in the Jets. That defense that features Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Whitehead, the defensive front that we face, you know what I'm saying, Quinnen Williams, then you've got CJ Mosley. Like 41 pass attempts against that defense, come on now, right? And you look at James Cook running the rock, 12 carries. 12 carries from James Cook. 12 for 46. No touchdowns. Average 3.8 yards per carry. James Cook actually had a better game statistically than Josh Jacobs did last week. He really did. He averaged 3.8 yards per carry, but only 12 rushing attempts to Josh Jacobs' 19. All I'm saying is that sometimes you have to be willing just to keep going and keep doing it, especially if it's working. Latavius Murray, 2 carries, 8 yards. Damian Harris, 1. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I need the Bills to probably come off of that 41 passing attempts, especially when you're going up against a team with a secondary like the Jets. And be particular, understand who you're going up against, right? That's really all I'm trying to say in a nutshell. All right. So this game and this matchup is going to be key. It really is going to be crucial because I'm curious to know, as we kind of pivot and we go to the matchup watch, who do we have our eyes on in this particular matchup? Who stands out in this matchup? Who do you want to see? We're going to talk about some keys to big dubs here a little bit later. But when you look at the matchup, tail of a tape, Raiders-Bills, who do you have your eyes on in this game? Let me know in the chat. I want to know. For me, off the top, it's Spencer Brown against Max Crosby. It really is. Because that brother right there, I'm talking about Max Crosby. He's a problem and a half. Okay? He's a problem and a half. We already know. That guy is fantastic. Fantastic. Sean McDermott was singing his praises this week. Just talking about just the effort, the high-level effort that he puts into it week in and week out. Every single game, high motor guy. And then not only is he a high motor, but the guy has incredible talent. So you get a guy with that degree of talent, elite level pass rusher, plus the high motor, he does things right. So you got him licking his chops looking at Spencer Brown. And last week, Max Crosby, man, 5 total tackles. He had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. He's going to be a problem. The Bills have to circle that guy. They definitely have to circle him. They're going to have to give Spencer Brown some help. There is no way on earth they can go into this game expecting Spencer Brown to hold his own against Max Crosby with no chipping help. Come on now. Unless you want Josh to get destroyed, you better give that brother some help. Okay? That's probably the number one matchup for me. I need to see what they're going to do with Max Crosby. I really do. Another one, obviously, man, I want to see Stephon Diggs going against Marcus Peters. We already know that's going to be a fun matchup because, both of them like to talk trash. Marcus Peters likes to run his mouth, man. He is a trash talker amongst elite level trash talkers. And so he's going to be chirping. Diggs is going to be chirping. That's going to be a fun matchup watching those two guys go at it. I'm interested, man, to see Stephon Diggs get the best of Marcus Peters. That's going to be another matchup I'm watching. Who else in this game do you guys who else are you guys looking at? I want to know from you guys, man. Mafia, Fanatics, who are you looking at? In 5 seasons, check this out, man. In 5 seasons, this is Max Crosby, 38.5 sacks, 2 double-digit sack seasons, and he had 12.5 sacks last year. If you don't think that guy is a problem, if you don't think Max Crosby is somebody that you need to circle, you're tripping. You know what I'm saying? That guy is a problem. A problem. I'm telling you right now, man, like the Buffalo Bills and probably these let me just run through the schedule, man. Like the Bills are going to face some very, very, very talented defensive linemen in the coming weeks. We already saw the defensive line that the Jets put out. This week, man, you're going to have Max Crosby, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And then you're going to have a young guy in Tyree Wilson, their first-round draft pick. He didn't really do much last game, but, this guy he's a problem. And he's somebody else that Deion Dawkins, I think, is going to get that matchup, but he's going to have to be watching out for. Because Tyree Wilson, man, is going to be another pass. So they have these 2 pass rushers, right? It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. The Bills' offensive line matching up against the defensive line of the Las Vegas Raiders is going to be interesting, man. I think we can get it. I think we can get it done. And I'll talk about keys to big dubs here a little bit later about what I think is going to be crucial for the Buffalo Bills for them to win this game. But as far as matchups are concerned, I've got my eyes, man. I really do, on Spencer Brown. Give this. He needs help. He really does. He needs help. And if they don't give him help, it's going to be a long day for Josh. It really is. So I'm looking at that. Who do you guys have? Who are you guys looking at? Somebody says, Bill I Am says, I hope Ifedi can be activated. Here's a question I want to ask you all. Have we approached panic mode yet at the right tackle position? Are we like pressing that button that panic, like I'm panicking right now, right tackle? Or are we just like, man, let's just pump the brakes here a little bit. It's week 2. Let's give Spencer Brown some time to kind of get himself together. Where do you guys stand, Mafia? I'll tell you right now, I'm in the panic button. That's where I am. Panic. I have not seen enough out of Spencer Brown to let me know that he is going to improve in pass protection. He's decent in the run game when he's able to get out ahead of people. But in pass protection, he has been hot garbage. Let's just be honest, man. Call a spade a spade. He has been hot garbage. And I have yet to see any level of improvement out of Spencer Brown that gives me, enough assurance to say we'll be all right at that position. I don't see it. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I just don't see it. Where do you guys land, Bills Mafia? Is it time to panic? Our Coleman says, panic button, baby. Pushing it. Yes, it's time to panic. It's time to panic. That's where I am. Yeah, man. I don't know. It could be, like I said, it could be a long game. It could be a long day for Josh if they don't get that taken care of. We seen it last year where what the Bills had to do probably for the majority of the year, which is why this guy's numbers, decreased, and people were talking about, yo, how are you gonna pay him this? And he didn't put this. He had this kind of a year. Dawson Knox, man, like last year, Dawson Knox spent a lot of his time chipping and helping Spencer Brown out because he could not do his job by himself. The guy who they really just handed the job to, Spencer Brown, coming out of Northern Iowa, he wasn't able to do his job on his own. So they had to go ahead and bring in Dawson Knox for the majority of the year to help him out. Are they going to have to do the same thing this year? Yeah, I really do. If they want to keep Josh Allen healthy, they're going to have to do it. And so, Dawson, I love you, man. Sorry, brother. You may have another down year in terms of numbers, but Spencer Brown he can't do his job. He can't do his job by himself successfully. So it looks like you're going to have to be, in line again and chipping. Because it's going to be a problem, and it could be a problem. But on the plus side, we've got Dalton Kincaid. So where Dawson Knox is probably going to be, having not as good of a statistical output as we would hope, we got another tight end in Dalton Kincaid who could probably, cover the slack. That's where I am, man. I'm ready for somebody else, man. I need another right tackle. But at this stage in the game, this late we're already in the regular season. Like starting caliber right tackles aren't just falling off trees. Like teams are not just getting rid of them, unless you're the Cincinnati Bengals who just let go of La'el Collins. La'el Collins is available. Do you think Brandon Beane is on the phone right now? Trying to get a hold of La'el Collins' representatives and be like, hey, man, come to Buffalo right now. I'll give you starting job is yours right now. Come in. All you got to do is pass the physical. We'll give you like a week to learn off or whatever. I don't care. You can block. Throw you in there right now because we've got a turnstile at right tackle. This job is yours. Signed, Brandon Beane. Holla at your boy. Ends the call. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I see it, man. Like get – and word on the street was that, Collins has had about, a dozen or so suitors, man. People calling him. Brandon Beane better be one of them. He better be one of them. He better be one of them for sure. All right, for sure. Anyway, we are almost an hour into the show. Man, time has really, really, really flown by. Shout out to you guys, man. Hit that like button. Supportbf.com, man, is where you can follow all Buffalo Fanatics. But, hey, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take just a short break because when we come back, we're about to rev things up here a little bit, man. We are about to get into some of my favorite segments. I want to know from you all, who needs to put up or shut up in this game? That's who I want to know. Who needs to put up or shut up in this game? And then we're going to talk about some keys to big dubs and then your score predictions coming right up after the break. But until then, here is a word from a couple of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
Look, are you a business or individual who owes a little tax? Yeah. To the IRS, Business Master has your back. They do. We'll sort your tax issue so you can go and live your life. Jumpy Outward has experience and me right by your side.
Give the Business Master a call if you owe taxes to the IRS. 8877-364-1444.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. In the Pick'em game, you can pick whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower stat total in that week's game for a chance to win big. And as you already know, I'm going Josh Allen higher in yards every single week. So sign up today with promo code Buffalo Fanatics and get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Visit underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with promo code Buffalo Fanatics to get your first deposit doubled up to $100.
Put up or shut up.
It's like in my hand, I'm ruling.
Buffalo Fanatics, Bills Mafia, it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Put Up or Shut up. Who on the Bills team as they get ready for this game Sunday, baby, tomorrow against the Raiders, home opener, who needs to put up or shut up? I need to hear from you. Drop it right now in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about it. Who needs to put up or shut up? Who is it? I'm going to tell you right now. This gentleman right now, this guy, this guy right now, he is about to, I don't know. I'm trying not to walk back a whole lot of some of the things that I do say. I'm saying, because when I put a take out there, I just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm whatever. But this guy right here, man, coming up is about to make me walk back every single thing I said about him. Because I've been pumping him up. I was big on him last year. Big on him last year, man. And he had, he kind of let me down. But I made excuses for him coming into the season. I was like, you know what? Let me make excuses. Had an ankle injury. Yada, yada, yada. Whoop-de-whoop. So I hyped him up again coming in this year. I'm like, contract season. This guy is going to have a fantastic season. You know what I'm talking about. Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis needs to put up or shut up. He's already, in week 2, made my put up or shut up list. He has. Because this guy, for a number 2 wide receiver in this team, in this offense, you got Stephon Diggs. We know he's going to do his thing every week. He's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing. When he was, Stephon Diggs against Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, going back and forth, Stephon Diggs on 13 targets, 10 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Diggs is him. But you know who ain't him? Gabe Davis. I'm going to say, I said it. Right now, Gabe Davis ain't him. I know it's 2 weeks in the season, but he ain't him. He ain't showing me that he's him. And I put my neck out on the line for him. This guy's going to have this year. Yeah, now granted, he could. I get it. It's only week 2. But in 2 weeks, I need more from Gabe. I'm looking at this game right here last week, and all we needed was some more output. Where's the help? Where's the help? Gabe Davis. 4 targets, 2 receptions, 32 yards. 32 yards. That's it. And then he was a brother who ran that sloppy route, making it easy for Whitehead to make that pick on Josh. Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, in a contract year, trying to get paid. Mr. See on my chest, Captain, I need you to put up or shut up this game. We need more output out of you, man. And I believe in you, Gabe. You can do it. You can do it. Other guys, I see some names in here. I see Spencer Brown coming in, but do we really expect Spencer Brown to put up? I mean, really, how much do we really? I mean, what's the level of expectation when it comes to Spencer Brown? I don't expect him to do anything. I really don't. So the bar for me for Spencer Brown is so low. He's not even making the put up or shut up list because I don't expect him to put up at all either. Regardless, I don't think he has it in him to do it. I don't. So Davis, yeah, he's on it. I see others saying Gabe Davis. Another name on the list. I see somebody. Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard. I don't know if I'm there yet, Robin. I think it's going to be hard this season because we're trying to compare whoever the Bills throw out currently right now is Terrell Bernard. We're going to compare him to Tremaine Edmonds. So that's kind of it's going to be an unfair comparison, all season. Because we're talking about a Pro Bowl caliber middle linebacker in Tremaine Edmonds, who was a starter since day one, right? So it's going to be difficult for Terrell to really meet that level of expectation. So he's going to look, you know what I'm saying? But I was kind of encouraged. I really was kind of encouraged last game when I look at it. I mean, 11 total tackles, right? I think he led the defense in tackles. 7 assists, 4 solo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not bad. Matt Milano right behind him with 8. So I just need to see more out of Terrell. I think, like, again, he has never started. He's never been in this position. I've got more grace for Terrell Bernard, you know what I'm saying, than I do other players on this team. So I'm not quite there yet for Terrell Bernard. But who else needs to put up or shut up? Who else? I'm scrolling through the chat right now. I want to see who else needs to be on this list. Yeah, Tom Jim for life says, "Yo, Terrell Bernard had a solid game." Yeah, that's where I am. We'll see this game because, hey, we'll talk about it. They got some problems going up against these guys right here. Yeah. Oh, 916 came in. I love it. 916 says, "Yo, the special teams need to put up or shut up." Man, 1,000%. The special teams has not looked good. They didn't look good in the preseason. They started off this year looking bad. They need to put up or shut up, man. We cannot. In a game like last week, when the offense in overtime went 3 and out, you're waiting and you're ready for the defense to get on the field and make a stop against Zach freaking Wilson, of all people. To make a stop against Zach Wilson, I don't think anybody expected the game to be won at the hands of special teams who could not cover and gave up a overtime kick return touchdown, or punt return touchdown. I don't think anybody expected that. Special teams, you cannot play a part in losing these games. Especially when the game is on the line. So yeah, 916, I love it. Special teams, definitely. I'm trying to think just in my head right now, other players besides this guy that I'm about to name right now that needs to put up or shut up. And I don't really think of anybody else. I can't think of anybody else. I'm going through the defense. I think they were pretty solid. Oh, well, hold on a second. How could I forget? Ed Oliver. Where were you, bro? Where were you? I'm going to put your name up here on this banner because the world needs to see this. Ed Oliver, I need you to put up or shut up, man. You pay way too much money. Now, granted, this past game, he had half sack. I'll give it to him. 5 tackles. Okay. But, let's be honest. Did y'all really notice Ed last week? I didn't notice him. Normally, that's a good sign if you're an offensive lineman. But defensive lineman, you don't want to go unnoticed. I'll tell you who I did notice. I noticed Leonard Floyd. First year on this team, I noticed Leonard Floyd. Notice him flying off the edge. Notice Daquan Jones. Ed, I did not notice you. Notice Greg Rousseau. I did not notice Ed Oliver, and that's a problem. Former top 10 first-round draft pick. Just got a bag, and you go silent. You go missing for the most part. Ed Oliver, man, I need Ed to put up or shut up this game. All right? Now, next, last but not least, and my man Jeff King comes in, he says the exact same thing that I'm about to say. It's Josh Allen. It is Josh Allen. Jeff says, I need more from Josh. 5th year, stop with the over-aggressiveness. Take the short yardage and move the chains. That's the name of the game. Move the chains. Jeff, as always, man, I agree, dude. Josh Allen needs to put up this game. You have to put up this game, Josh. If you want to shut up everybody that's been talking, all the naysayers and all that kind of stuff, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. But you cannot come in this game and have another hot garbage performance like you did last week. You are the leader of this thing. You're it. You lead the entire team. You are the face of the franchise. You are the captain. The team goes, the franchise goes as you go. Josh, and I know you've got it in you, bro. I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you at all. But you've got to put up this game. We cannot have, you have been in this league too long. You know what I'm saying? Too long. Too long. Josh, please put up in this game. Put up in this game. You know what I'm saying? For real. Mike comes to you and says, yo, Ed, who? And another overpaid weakness. Oh, man. The thing about it is this, yo. Ed Oliver, he can do it. Like, I think he has the potential, to really be a game-changing defensive tackle. I just don't know. I don't know if it's a motor thing, if he takes plays off. He needs to flip on this dominant switch, because it's just hot and cold, man. It's hit or miss for Ed. It is. Like, you throw Quentin Williams, boom. Quentin Williams don't need nobody next to him to go off. He don't. Chris Jones don't need nobody next to him to go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ed, the talk is, Ed needs a one tech next to him. He needs Daquan Jones to go off. He needs an elite pass rusher. But you're supposed to be the top dog, defensive tackle. Anyway. I need these guys to put up or shut up this game. All right? I definitely need them to put up or shut up. But now, as we proceed, it is time. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. And I'm going to let my man, Jordan Poyer, lead us off. It's time for some
Big Dog! Big Dog!
We've reached this time of the show, baby. Keys to big dubs. Keys to big dubs, man. In order for the Buffalo Bills to win this game and not go 0-2 on the season, at home, Highmark Stadium, against the Las Vegas Raiders, making a cross-country trip, 1-0. What do the Bills need to do, man? What do these guys need to do? What are some keys? I'll tell you this. This is where it starts for me. It's always going to start in the trenches. Always. It's always going to start in the trenches. I need them, number one, to figure out a way to keep Josh upright. Okay? You got to keep Josh upright. Can't have him scrambling. You just can't have it. Okay? You got to get him safe. And I just don't think that Josh Allen feels safe in his own pocket. Because even sometimes when it's a clean pocket, he still manages to scramble. Well, you're like, Josh, all you got to do is just, hey, man, just step up in the pocket. You're good. But I think that he is so accustomed to having defenders in his lap, guys coming flying off of his right side because Spencer Brown can't do his job. I think that he is just, it's just like it's a natural thing for him to scramble because he does not trust his offensive line. Even at times when the offensive line is doing a pretty good job. He doesn't trust them. He doesn't. And so you know what happens, man? When trust is broken, it's hard to get it back. Now, will Josh ever say it out loud? No, he won't say it. Of course, well, he certainly ain't gonna say it to us, right? He may talk to him, in the locker room, or he may not. He may just put it all on his back and just take all the bullets. Which, if that's the case, that's not right. Because some of these guys need to stand up. But in order for them to really secure this win or to make it easier, they need to protect him better. You've got Max Crosby flying off the right side, Spencer Brown. You're going to have Tyree Wilson flying off the left side, Deion Dawkins. They need to seal the edges, contain the edges of this offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Because especially that's where Josh is going. He's going to like to scramble. When he does scramble, we know he likes to take off to his right. Max Crosby is going to be right there. Offensive line, protect Josh. Keep him upright and rebuild that trust. Secondly, and most importantly, in my opinion, is this, and it goes back to the earlier point I made when I was looking at just the numbers from the Raiders and looking at Josh Jacobs. You have to stop that brother right there. You have to stop that brother right there. You do. You cannot let this brother go off. You can't, because he will go off on you. Now, we saw what happened last week, didn't we? You can let Breece Hall run for over 100 yards, and he broke free. That's a couple runs. Boom. And you're like, where? But yeah, but outside of those two runs, we can't do no outside of this. No, how you gonna remove those two runs? No, that's a part of it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't cherry pick the rush stats, the defensive line. We can't cherry pick that stuff. It's a part of the rush defense. It's a part of it. Oh man, they had a huge leak. They let that brother run for 70 yards. If not for Benford, he would have scored. Yeah, but the rest of the game, they tightened it up. Doesn't matter. It was all part of it. And if you don't think that Josh Jacobs is licking his chops, going against this defensive front right now, who has been leaky, to say the least. Even going all the way back to the Cincinnati Bengals game. You're sadly mistaken. All of these guys who are responsible for it. Yeah, Trey White responsible for it, for that leakage. You know what I'm saying? But other guys, man, as well. The defensive line not setting the edge. Come on, man. We can't have it. We really can't have, because I guarantee you. Look, there was a guy who put a stat. Let me pull it up, because I don't have the advanced metrics. But somebody put this up, and they were talking about some of the personnel packages that the Raiders ran last week. They were saying, like, there are 3 key personnel packages that the Raiders ran last week. And it was 21 personnel, where it's 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and 23 personnel, 2 running backs, 3 tight ends. Each 3 of these personnel packages that the Raiders ran, they are top 3 in the NFL in their usage. When they run 21 personnel, which is 2 running backs, 1 tight end, last week, 16 plays at 21 personnel, 3rd in the NFL. When they went with 22, when they went with 2 running backs and 2 tight ends, 3rd in the NFL, 5 plays out of that. When they went even heavier with 23 personnel, they were 4 plays and they're 2nd in the NFL. I think it's safe to say that the Raiders are going to play smash mouth football against the Buffalo Bills defense. I think it's safe to say that. And when you have a dog behind you like Josh Jacobs, why wouldn't you? Okay? Which played into their efficiency numbers, right? Which is why when you looked at Jimmy G, you're like, well, on the surface level, it was all right, but it was efficient, highly efficient, because they continued to run the rock with Josh Jacobs. Even though he didn't have a big game on the ground, they were consistent with it and wearing down the defense. Because when you guys have to go up and tackle this brother all game long, eventually you're going to wear out. You know what I'm saying? And so, especially when you have him and then you're running 2 tight ends, 3 tight end packages. I'm telling you right now, Buffalo Bills defensive front, y'all better come with it. You better come with it, baby. You better come with it. You better come with it. Time for loss says, and they ran 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends. So, like, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a problem, man. It really is going to be a problem for the Buffalo Bills. If they want to win this game, the defensive line is going to have to do much better, okay? I'm all about, like, I'm encouraged by their pass rush. I think the pass rush is probably, defensively for the Bills, is going to be the best thing going for them this year. And this is without Von Miller. So, yeah, I'm all about that. But if you can't stop the run, what does the pass rush? The pass rush don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been like, hey, run fits, man. Like the guys are not playing. They're not being gap sound. I'm interested, man, in how the Bills are going to approach this game right here. Are they going to devote their attention defensively to stopping Josh Jacobs by just rushing 4 and putting the rest in coverage? Because they want to because they're keying in on Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow and that passing attack with even rookie tight end Michael Myers? Or are they going to devote their attention to stopping the run, maybe putting in 8 in the box and sacrificing, some of the pass coverage? Very interesting. In my opinion, the defensive line front 4 has not shown an ability to stop the run so far with just 4-man rush. To me, it's all about Josh Jacobs. I said this in the Bengals loss. I said it going all the way back. Like, look, because at that time nobody was talking about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon was doing. He was like, yeah, he was all right. I'm like, yo, they better stop him. They better focus. I don't care. I don't care about Chase and Higgins. Stop the run. Stop the run first. Key in on it. You know what happened? They didn't do it. So for me, it is that if you can stop Josh Jacobs, then the pass rush is going to go off because you make them one-dimensional. They can no longer run the ball with Josh Jacobs, so they have to pass the ball. The run game is ineffective. That's when these pass rushes like Leonard Floyd and Greg Rousseau, they can really go off and tee off. And we'll see those efficiency numbers from Jimmy G start to go in the wrong direction. And maybe we get some interceptions, some tip balls, you know what I'm saying? But stop the run first is what I'm trying to say. And we can do it. We can do it. The key to Big Dub, you guys let me know. Let me take this time. I want to go through the chat. I want to see what you guys think. Kendarian Smith, he comes in and says, we stopping that tomorrow, man. Go Bills. He won't have 100 yards rushing because we're going to get off to a lead. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Really am. I don't really think it's about Josh Jacobs running for 100 yards because he didn't do it last week, but they were still effective because of how many times they ran the rock and how consistent they were with it. To me, though, it's your last statement because we're going to get off to a lead. That's it right there. The Buffalo Bills on offense have to come out on all cylinders. All cylinders. I mean, have that sense of urgency. The same sense of urgency they had in that 2-minute drill. And you know what I'm saying? Last week in the fourth quarter when they're trying to tie it up or get in position to tie it up to go into overtime, that 2-minute drill, and all of a sudden they flipped the switch and they were highly efficient. Boom, 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 boom. March all the way down the field. Where is that? That's what I need. And in fact, I'm all for having that type of offense. Running that no huddle style offense a little bit more. Because if that's what it takes to get the offense going and to moving the chains, then so be it. Do it. But they need to be efficient on offense and get off to an early lead. Because if the Bills can get up on these boys, if they can get up to score, 14 point difference, 17 points. If they can get up to look, I wouldn't say the game over, but it's pretty close to it because now you put them in a bind. The Raiders I'm talking about. Now you put the game on Jimmy G's shoulders and on his arm, and he's gonna have to pass to catch up. Plays into our strengths, guys. Use the strengths to your advantage. Offense, get off to a hot, fast start. Get up on these guys. The strength of your team on defense, pass. Look, that's it, man. That's it. Easier said than done, right? These boys are gonna do it. These boys are gonna do it. I believe in them. I believe him. Tom Jim for Life says, yo, bring the K gun back. Bring the K gun back. Yeah. I'm not saying that they need to do it as like this is their offense all game is just this, up-tempo offense. But I'm saying like situationally, outside of the 2-minute drill and everybody knows you're trying to do it, go up-tempo, man. Go up-tempo. Get on these boys quick. And even if that's what it takes to get the offense and Josh in a rhythm, you do that. It's gravy, man. It's gravy. Ain't it? I think that's to me is the recipe for success going forward. I love it. I love it, man. And I think that is what it's going to take for the Bills to win this game. Stop the run. Key in. I don't care if you have to give up some numbers to Devontae Adams. Understand they don't have Jacoby Myers this game. So they're going to have to rely on other guys like Hunter Renfrow in the slot. I'm okay. I feel good with Taron Johnson in there. I'm good. Carter, I'm okay with Christian Benford on him. Trey White on Devontae Adams, I'm fine. Our secondary, I'm good. So because they're missing somebody, man, key in on Josh Jacobs, man, for crying out loud. Don't let that brother go off. Stop him. Protect Josh. Get off to an early lead. And Bills Mafia, this game could be over by halftime. I really can. It really could. This game really could be over by halftime if we play the cards right. If we play the cards right, it could be over by halftime. You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is, though? It's time for score predictions. It's time for score predictions. So with everything that's been said today on the show, and shout out to everybody, man, who's been watching me, smash that like, hit the subscribe button, go to supportbf.com, follow us on all of our social media platforms. You're going to want to do it. Keep yourself plugged in this year. It's going to be a fun ride. Make sure you're buckled up. All right? Don't let last game get you off the train track. Don't let last game get you off the ride. Be like, I'm done with this game. I don't want to ride this game no more. I don't want to ride this ride no more. Why? You got a little scared? It's all right, baby. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Look, here's some encouragement. The top 3 AFC teams last year, Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, all lost week 1. Now, forget what the national media is saying. Do you think, for one hot minute, that all 3 of them teams, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills, are not going to be in it when the dust settles at the end of the year? Do you think these 3 teams are not going to be the top dogs when it's all said and done? Come on, man. Don't trip. Don't blink like Von Miller says. Don't blink. So score prediction time, baby. With that being said, give me your score predictions. Last week, I went on a 40 burger. Maybe I was a little too hyped up. Maybe I was a little too anxious. I've been wanting that 40 burger for a long time. I really have. I wanted them to get it against the Jets on Monday Night Football to hush all that nonsense up. Didn't happen. Well short of a 40 burger, right? But are we going to get close this week? What do you guys think? I'm looking down right now. I see Bo Bohr says, 38-10 Bills. Bo, don't y'all get me that excited already, man, because you're going to make me do it. I love it. 38-10. 38-10. Hold on a second. I can't do score predictions without this. I've got to do this, man. I've got to have some noise in the background, baby. So let me go ahead and cut this on. You know when Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, you know Coach Prime, right? When he gets in his bag, what does he say? Play my darn theme music. Here we go, baby. This is my theme music. Play my darn theme music. I got to have it. Yeah. There we go. Let's cut the volume up a little bit more. I got to feel it a little bit in my chest. Here we go. I'm loving it. There we go. Now we go. Now we popping, baby. Let's get it. Billy Williams comes in and says, 28-10 Bills. Uh-oh. We got it. 40 burger sighting. Here we go. Robin Brown comes in. 40-17 Bills, baby. The first 40 burger of the show that I'm seeing, and I love it, Robin. 40-17 Buffalo Bills over the Las Vegas Raiders. Tom Jim for Life comes in. He says, 34-13 Bills. Love it. Bills fan 1970, 28-17. Bills. Oh, man. Yo, Bo Boris, he says, music changes things. 45-10 Bills. That's what I'm talking about, Bo. That's what I'm talking about, man. Here we go. Now we popping. Bills fan 1970. You feel it? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Just bob your head with it, man. You know it feels good to you. It feels good to you on Saturday, baby. You loving it? College football. Coach Prime gonna do his thing later tonight, baby. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do his thing. Colorado Buffalo, shout out. Then we got Bills football tomorrow. It's gonna be all good. Season Beast comes in. He says, 35-21. Buffalo, baby. Love it. Oh, we got another one. Kim Betts comes through with another 40 burger. 41-24, Kim. I love it. I love it, baby. Y'all keep dropping them in the chat. Christopher Roseboro comes in, 34-14 Bills. So you all right now, based on what I'm seeing, it ain't even going to be close. Bills going to beat the brakes off of these boys. They're going to beat the brakes off them. Send them all the way back to Las Vegas. I love it. James Hill, 34-21 Bills. I love it. 34-21 Bills, man. This is nice. This is nice. And Jeff King, 28-21 Bills. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing something. Let me go up. Where'd you go? Hold on a second. I got to find this comment. Where'd it go, man? Where'd it go? Y'all talking about theme music. Where'd it go, man? I just saw it. I just saw it because it looks like I'm a DJ, and we have a request. We've got a request going in right now, and so here we go. John Bartone comes in and says, shout song. Okay. I got the shout song on deck, FYI. But if you guys want to hear the shout song right now, as we go over these score predictions, you guys drop that in the chat. Write shout song, and I'll play the shout song if that's what it takes to get y'all revved up for the game. All right? So I'm willing to do it. If y'all want the shout song, let me know. Here we go. Tom Jim for life says, hey, listen, if the Bills win in a dominant fashion, we're back in this conversation. Man, we ain't left the conversation, Tom. We ain't left the conversation. Forget what the national media is talking about. The Bills are always going to be in the conversation. Don't let that fool you, man. Don't let it fool you. Sal 24-13 score predictions. Love it, man. Love it. So no shot song? All right, no shot song. 916 says, nah, play some Drake. Nah, I ain't got Drake. I'm sorry, man. I ain't got Drake. All right, so my score prediction. Let me see here. I think the Bills are set up, man. I think the Bills are set up right now. Josh Allen to have a redemption game. Josh Allen's going to have a redemption game against the Raiders at home in front of the home crowd for the home opener. And I'm saying this right here. Buffalo Bills 33. Las Vegas Raiders 13. 33-13. Your Buffalo Bills 20-point victors over the Las Vegas Raiders. 33-13, baby. And like I said, it ain't going to be close, and it could be over by halftime. It could be over by halftime if the Bills do what I said is the key to the big dubs. But that's what I'm saying. 33-13, baby. You guys, y'all fantastic. You guys are fantastic. Shout out to the Mafia. Shout out to the Mafia, man. I'm loving y'all. Smash that like. Hit the subscribe button, man, if you haven't already done so. Grace and peace, baby. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of today. Get ready for tomorrow. And as always, man, as always, grace and peace. God bless. And go Bills. Let's get it.